Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Killer Love. It's episode 3, and last time I forgot what happened last time. Because it has been about a week, a little bit more than a week, since the last time I played this. But I do know that we are in a hospital, writing in a journal about the events leading up to being in said hospital. And we were working as a store clerk. It's like I'm recalling... What was the plot? I can't find it. But I do remember there's someone either that is a nurse or dressed as a nurse who's taking care of us, but we don't want them to take care of us. And we're pretending that we have memory loss to her. Okay. Here we go. August 10th. I could write about all the talks we had about the first night we spent together and looking for an apartment and then finding it and about moving in. About pretty much anything that only involved the two of us. Just the two of us. But I think it's time to move in. This isn't a feel-good journal after all. Move on. Is it our main villain? Who is it? It was Thursday. Coming up to a year since Grace and I started dating. Grace. And I'm... Jason? I was at the cash register. Grace wasn't in the store. An old lady was counting her change, slowly and with trembling hands, when Anna walked in. Ah! Yes, Anna. See, she doesn't look like a villain. And I didn't buy anything. She went for the register towards me, empty-handed. I'd like to purchase your heart. That'd be $12.85. Sight of her approaching made my heart start to beat like mad. My head hurt. Right now, I am dating Grace right now. I remember that. We are dating. I knew the moment I saw her that she meant trouble. Jack? My God, is that you, Jack? She had the nerve to pretend she'd stumbled upon me by accident, like she hadn't tracked me down. Okay, that's why there was like a flash of red. Okay, so she knows me, and the way she's acting makes it seem like that I know her. Let's see how I respond. But I didn't have it together. I couldn't see through her acting. I was confused, panicking, not sure why. Excuse me, miss? Is it you? Please don't cut in line, miss. It's not fair for the other customers. Okay, I don't know her at this point. So is she like a stalker? Why stalk Jack? He's an a-hole. The old lady was still tackling her massive coins. She didn't seem to notice much around her. Don't play silly with me, Jack. It's you, isn't it? She did claim memory loss. Yes, my name is Jack, but you've got me confused with someone else. There's a lot of Jacks out there. Come on, you're you, alright? Putting a hand on the counter, I steady myself. She reaches out as if to place her hands on mine. I took my hand back like she was going to bite me. I'm just imagining her calm, cool demeanor like fading, the facade giving way, and she just starts growling, biting. It's me, it's Anna! Anna! I love what she's wearing right now, though. Don't you remember your old friend? No? No, we've never met. Did I mention something about having memory loss to Grace? Guess it has been a while. 15 years since I last saw you? Then yeah, why would you possibly think I would remember you? Yeah, we played together back in preschool. You don't remember that? Not me. Just be someone else. Must be someone else. She stared at me. She stared right at me, through me. I thought I'd either boil or freeze. Maybe both? Sure, it's you. I'm sorry. That's just the face I'm just in my head canon. That's just her face when she's thinking. She just has a scary face while she's thinking. She's just like, Is that Jack? Is that the Jack I knew? But like she's thinking that, but her face is just like let's go somewhere and talk about old times. I know a great restaurant just 2 streets over. Look, lady. Hey, lady. Look. Back in the line. Even if I was a friend of yours, I have a job to do. So let me get on with it. You're bothering the customers. Customers weren't bothered one bit. The customer. They hated anyone. It was probably me. After all, I was being so rude to this pretty, charming girl who only wanted to talk to her friend. No, but from what you're saying, you don't know her. And she cut in line. Disregarding people. She's gaslighting him. That's a good point, Jack. What are you doing in this place? It's a pile of trash. It's a supermarket. What's wrong with you? Someone like you doesn't belong here. Well, excuse me, I couldn't find a better place. I was through trying to reason with her. I crossed my arms and said nothing, hoping she wouldn't notice that my heart was pounding way too fast. And it gave me a good hard look. So that's how it is. I'll see you later, Jack. Bye! And she went away. But yeah, no, totally. She tracked me down. Right? She went into the supermarket, grabbed nothing, went straight to me and was just like, oh, Jack! Fancy seeing you here in this trash place. What are you doing? You work here? If you've been tracking me down, then why would you be surprised that I work here? Or have you been meaning to ask me why I work in this place? I let out a long breath I hadn't noticed I was holding. I felt awful. Even worse, I felt Anna had been right. There had definitely been something familiar about her. I didn't want to find out more. Next time she comes in, I'll treat her the same way, I told myself, guessing correctly there would be next time. Guessing wrongly that it'd be at the store. Oh, will it be at the bar we were at? I'll do it again and again until she gives up. I don't know what she wants, but I won't give an inch. Wow, you've really determined this. What happened? The old lady cried out. She'd found a quarter. Amazing! Great job! And that's enough. She paid it entirely in, like, August 11th. It's weird, isn't it? How I just write today's date like that and then go right to telling you about something that happened months ago. I should write down when that stuff happened. Oh, so this isn't when that happened? Because we're not getting a year. It could have very much happened on August 11th. Or, to be honest, I also wouldn't remember the specific date I met a person that I wouldn't know would be that important to remember. Right? Like, imagine you meet what your future love of your life, but like it's 3 years before you even realize you like them, right? How are you going to remember that? The first meeting, like the date, or this is months ago, so not 3 years ago. It was so long ago, I don't think I can remember the exact dates. Like I said, the exact thing I said. Who cares? This is only for me anyway. It can be a jumbled mess. Excuse you? No, it can't. Sometimes I feel like I should write more than more about what's happening now. You're in a hospital bed, you're healing, but nothing is happening. So F it. I'm gonna write my story. When I told Grace about the girl who called herself Anna and who called me Jack, even though we didn't wear name tags, she took it like it was a good news. Oh my god, grand news, you found your friend. What? No, she's creepy. Great news. Fantastic. It's amazing, Jack. She must have recognized you from childhood. You look just like a baby. She said 15 years, didn't she? I guess you didn't change much. That's right from the time you can't remember. Yeah, amnesia. I don't know, she might be some sort of scam artist. A really good one. Why scam you? You work at a grocery store. I'd just come up with that idea of Anna being a scam artist. Seemed a good enough excuse not to go near her again. Yeah, right. Come on, Jack, at least give her the benefit of the doubt. I don't need her, Grace. I've got you. What do you mean I don't need her? It's like saying I don't need friends. I've got one friend. That's all I need. No. You don't need friends. You want friends. Jack, I'm not telling you to sleep with her. I don't think he's assuming that either. Is he? I just think he has a bad vibe from her. Be so rude to her next time, okay? Okay. I wasn't being rude. I just told her F off. You so were. Okay, so what if I was? It's not fair to her. She seems like a nice girl. Yeah, she definitely does. She's my nurse, right? Don't you think it'd be good for you too? To be friends with her? No, not really. She could tell you about your past. Didn't I have a thing where I didn't want to know about my past? Right, for some reason? Probably because of trauma. Then maybe things would start making sense. You could put whatever happens behind you. But nothing happens. Something must have happened, Jack. People don't. Grace fell silent. Instead of continuing, she started running her fork through the peas on her plate. We were having dinner. People don't what? Y'all are having peas? Ew. Well, people don't do that at night. Unless something happens to them. What do you mean? Do I do something at night? Do I, like, scream uncontrollably in my sleep? I keep telling you, it must be some weird kind of insomnia. Nothing more. What, do I sleep with my eyes open? Sleeping pills don't work on it. Something will eventually. Why not try this? Memories you have, it's like they want out. It's like they're clawing their way out, like a disease. I think they should get out too. Then you won't be scared of whatever happened anymore. How does that work exactly? You'll be able to face it properly. Yeah, maybe we could just go to therapy. It's helped me a lot, you know, thinking about what happened to me, seeing it's not so bad as I thought it was. I stubbornly refused to answer, went on eating like there hadn't been a conversation at all. Wow, Jack, back to your roots, I see. Being just a rude person. Grace had referred to was something I had only recently found out. Apparently I shouted and kicked at night a lot. Sometimes I all out screamed, like I said. Maybe I still do all that. Who knows? Maybe the staff and patients here are too polite to point it out. Maybe they do it too. You know, maybe it's like a thing. They sent you to the screaming patient hospital. No, I don't scream at night anymore. Fairly sure I don't. Well, you didn't know if you did before. Though that's not to say I can't sleep at all that well. Funny how it's at one point something like that was the biggest problem in my life. So long ago. It makes you feel so long ago. So much has happened since then. Anyway, the morning after I would wake up sweaty and tired. But it wasn't until Grace told me about the screaming that I found out why. Grace said it happened about once a week. I really freaked her out, and the first few times it happened, but then she got used to it. That's sad. Or as used as you can get, it's just like you're just sleeping, you're just like, good night, babe. It makes me feel like an a-hole realizing how nonchalant I was about it. Screaming every few nights of my sleep was, I felt a small price to pay. I felt a small price to pay so I wouldn't have to bother with the past. But it didn't matter a small price that she has to pay. What are you talking about? You're not paying any price. When you scream at night, it doesn't affect you. Right? It's affecting her. But it doesn't matter. In the end, if I decided to face the past or not, either way, it was coming. And we just finished dinner like that. Second time Anna and I met as adults, we were neighbors. In this dark, dank alleyway. I'm looking up to it because I just got beat and mugged. I was coming back home from a morning shift at the store. I went into our building up to the second floor, down the hall to mine and Grace's door, and I froze. There was someone standing in the front of our door. Someone was her. That is creepy, though. Right? She doesn't have to be so creepy. She could have, like, pretended to grab something at the grocery store and actually acted surprised to see him. right? And stuff. Like, were you stalking him? How'd you know it was him? That someone was her. Anna. Jack? My goodness, what are you doing here? Whoa, this is such a wacky coincidence. I'm moving in next door. Shut up. This isn't that sounds like an early 2000s movie. Don't tell me you. Oh, no way. You live here? That's crazy. She pointed at the door and asked if I lived there. In this room right here that I'm pointing at? That's where you live? I had no idea. Yeah, that's my apartment. As you dang well know. Am I thinking this right now, or is this me writing in the, like writing from the future? Or were these thoughts that I had back then? The hallway air felt warm and stale, soup-like. What are you doing here? I was going to say hello to my new neighbor. Mm-hmm. Hello? Wait, huh? And here. She pushed something into my hands. It's a plate wrapped in plastic wrap. There's something brown on the plate. Cookies? Brownies. I'm sure you'd like them, Jack. But we're not neighbors. I spat the words out. We're not neighbors. Yes, we are. I'm right over there. And it showed me the door to the right of mine. Ah. That place had been empty for weeks. Pretty sure the guy who lived there before that was a heroin addict. Didn't seem so bad now. An amazing coincidence, though. Think we'd end up living so close by. Oh my god, it's such a coincidence that this happened. It was so wild. It's not a coincidence, is it? What are you talking about, Jack? I just so happen to live next to you. What are you talking about? Not just on the same floor or in the same apartment. I live next to you. Right? Pardon? Come on, really? What are you trying to do? It's obvious you planned this. There's no way something like this could happen by accident. I mean, there's a slight chance, right? Depending on where she works, right? If she works close to where you work, then she would probably want to have a similar commute time. So that limits her around to a place. So there is a small chance, right? Right. Anna laughed. It sounded like a fork scraping a plate. But it's such a small chance. Well? You can believe it's a coincidence, or you can believe it's not. I don't believe it's a coincidence. Either way, we'll be seeing each other pretty often. I assume so. Enjoy the brownies. I'm not having them. I'm, like, DNA testing them. Thanks. I'm a big fan of sweet stuff. I'm sure Grace will love them. Grace? Who's Grace? Who's Grace? My girlfriend. I pointed at our door with my thumb. Such an awkward way to point. We lived together, me and my girlfriend. My idea was that in case she was acting like this because she was interested in me, I'd gently tell her I was taken. What was that? Grace. It was like, so that's her name. Yes. She must be a nice girl. You freaked out there for a second. You were like, best I've ever known. She's lucky to have you. Yep, she sure is. It's the other way around. Look at Jack being humble. Well, it's been a nice chatting. I'll say hi to Grace for you. Let's go and say hello to myself. You have like a knife behind your back. This is gonna, like, you're gonna stab her. No need. And she's not here right now. But I want to kill her though. I mean, meet her though. Bye. I pretend to unlock the door. It was already unlocked because Grace was home. I slipped in and shut the door in Anna's face. In the apartment, I found I could breathe freely again. Son of a... Talk to this girl? Be friends with her? Not a chance. She creeped the heck out of me. Did I not talk to Grace about this? Writing all this down, I can see why Grace thought I was overreacting. Overreacting? It's creepy! Right? Okay. How does she know I was living there, right? if she really was my previous friend and she wanted to live next to me, that wouldn't be a problem, right? There would be no problem with that, right? If she and I were actually friends and she knew where I was living and wanted to live next to me, then that would be fine, right? It's the fact that no one ever told her where I was living. So that means she has been trying to find where I live without me knowing, or without me wanting that to happen. That's why it's creepy, right? This isn't innocent. Ugh. Oh, what was that? The plain facts of it don't seem that bad at all. A friend I hadn't seen in years noticed me at my workplace, talked to me a bit, and then happened to move right next to me. That's the... God. Okay, if this is a sitcom, yeah, if this is like a movie, then yes, it's a little less sinister. Okay, but we know her character is sinister. Or no, only Jack has told us. He still believes she's sinister. But I knew right from the start there was something off about her. That's not something to ignore. Paranoid? Yeah. But in this case, I was right to be paranoid. Because guess what? She's also my nurse! It's because I let my guard down and all that happened. So no word from the doctor about when I'll be able to get out of here. In fact, I haven't seen him in days. I hope he's just busy. I hope he's alright. Wonder what happened. What if something happened to him? It's the paranoia talking again. Yeah, it very much is. No, it's not paranoia. It's plain stupid, and I can't make a doctor disappear and get away with it. I mean, what has she done so far? Except for creep you out a little. Right? Yes, it is kind of creepy that she's done all this stuff in order to get to you. Right? And how she's gotten to certain situations has been weird. Like I mentioned, how'd she find out where I lived? If she wasn't, like, trying to figure out where I lived in order to live next to me without letting me know. Right? Anyways. So, she hasn't really done anything harmful in the story so far. But I've got to say, if this doctor did disappear, it wouldn't be much of a loss to the hospital, I think. Yeah, this guy was a bad doctor. I think I'll have to ask him to give me some neck exercises I can do. My neck hurts from craning my head to the side all the time to look at the sky. But at least the weather's bad now. I'm not looking there as much. Well, at least it's more boring. Thank God. It's weird how a little neck pain is causing me trouble, with how broken and battered the rest of me is. Yeah, I'm like that one SpongeBob character that's like, my bones are made of glass and I die every time I wake up. The doctors resuscitate me every morning. Yeah, I probably shouldn't mention my neck to him. It might up my dosage, and what'll I do then with my brain turned to mush? I don't know, probably enjoy your stay. Maybe then I'd be happy. In any case, I have things to do, and I need a clear mind to do them. I hope that what I'm writing makes sense. I hope I haven't gone down the rabbit hole already, and all I'm doing is scrawling line after line of meaningless chicken scratch. But that'd be pretty funny, I guess, in a pretty unfunny way. I mean, I guess he's just writing this, and it's literally nothing. It's like, that's my life story there. Uh-huh, yeah. August 12th. Anna's brownies were tasty. You tried them? Okay. I guess she wouldn't try to hurt you. Right? And putting anything nasty in there wouldn't benefit her at all if she wants to, like, get to you. Like, either be friends or be lovers. I didn't have any, but Grace said so. Oh, okay. You tested them on Grace? It was like, the king doesn't trust this food. Jester, come here. Try some. The jester dies. It's poison. I'm gonna throw the brownies in the trash, but Grace caught wind of them too quickly. And she could smell them. It's like a bloodhound when it comes to sweet stuff, chocolate especially. And of course I had to explain where I got them. Of course you would have to explain. Huh, weird. I know, right? There's no way it's a coincidence. Yeah, it must be a sign. A sign? Yeah, I foretold... Yeah, it was my horoscope today. Sign of what? Is she's stalking me? Oh, it must be a Saturn or something. You know, it is weird that she was stalking me since she knew where I lived. It is weird that she was stalking me since she knew where I lived, but that she didn't know about Grace. It is true. I mean, she couldn't have known with how surprised she was. I don't think she was acting. Was it just a coincidence then? No, absolutely not. And that I refuse to accept. I think I'll go say hi. Okay, you're gonna get stabbed. You'll be like, hi there, and they're gonna be like, it's you. And no, they don't recognize her. I could make something for her too. Do you have any butter left? I want to make her cookies. Yeah, and then you'll eat most of it on your own. Hey, I don't see the point in going to visit her though. We'll see more than enough of her anyway. We live so close by. We're neighbors. I want to get started on the right foot. Maybe she and I could be friends. You know, Grace was able to get Jack out of his, own head and stuff. She might be able to help. I say go for it. I think that'd be nice, unless you get kidnapped. Wrap my arms around her. Of course, you deserve that. Please, find a friend that's not her. Why? Once again, I couldn't properly explain why. You don't have to explain. Like, she would not be able to be here if it wasn't for the fact... Alright, she would have to work at a place similar to the distance, the place that you work, which is already kind of... If her workplace is close to yours, that's already kind of... That's a coincidence, right? But an iffy one, right? It's close. But then also, she would have to find an apartment and she found your apartment. And if she was on any of the floors of the apartment, like just in your apartment, not on your floor or something like that, that would be close to being a coincidence. But she's not only on your floor, but right next to you. Right? Unless when she's talking about neighbors, she means everyone on her floor. Right? We never really specified where she was, so I'm just assuming next to each other. I couldn't put it down as anything more than a hunch, a gut feeling I'd get whenever I was near her. I've at least got to see her for myself, to see if she really is such a horrible person. Well, you can't really spot a terrorist, right? Right, they just look like normal people. Or not. Like, I mean like a psychopath, right? Unless you got a Dahmer, right? He looks like he eats people. Trust me, you're better off without it. And that convinced her. Done and dusted. The next day in the afternoon, I was lying down on our sofa. I was nursing a headache that had been with me since the morning. Grace told me that she'd be right back. She went out of the apartment with something in her hands. And then she didn't! She did! It still took me about 2 minutes to piece the puzzles together. Are you stupid? She's like, I want to bake cookies. Is that cookies I smell? Where are you bringing those? Ah, crap, I whispered. I was immediately up. Not good, not good. Panic struck me harder than I would expect. It was like with Grace seeing Anna all by herself, some vulnerable part of me was exposed. I want to bring Grace back and lock the door and keep her safe and never ever let her out of my sight. That's possessive. But I also didn't want to go in there. It's like, ooh, but ooh. It's like you're trying to save the princess from the dragon, but you're like, ooh, but the dragon's kind of scary. I just stood there, head in hands, wondering what the heck to do. All at once, I was telling myself to go there, you coward, but also to stay here, you idiot. Somewhere far away, and tiny little voices, very, very, very tiny, very little, telling me I was overreacting. And there came a sound of glass breaking. Came from, where else? Anna's apartment. These walls are so thin. I went to the wall that separated our apartments, and there was no sound at all, nothing to explain the crash. I finally overcame my cowardice. Dashed out from our apartment to hers. This is me running, dashing, as fast as I can. And I walked in. I just let myself at home. When I got there, I saw broken glass and blood, and Grace kneeling down, and Anna stood above her, and Everything's a-okay. She just fell. She just fell. Right? Nothing to worry about. I knew there was nothing to worry about. Right? But I'm going to leave the next I'm going to leave the next part to the next episode. Love you guys. Whoa. I forgot the rest of the thing. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode. If you enjoyed, please like button, comment down below, and subscribe new here. Make sure to ring the notification bell to be notified of new upcoming videos. It helps a lot. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Love you guys. Bye.